Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dissect corporate filings so you don't have to, because let's face it, reading these things is about as exciting as watching paint dry. Today we're looking at Forward Industries S3 amendment, a filing that basically says we might sell some stock but we're not exactly sure when or how much. Sounds thrilling, right? But trust me, there's always something interesting to uncover. Before we dive in, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. So what is this S3 all about? Well, Forward Industries is filing what's called a shelf registration. Think of it like putting a bunch of shares on a shelf, ready to be sold whenever the company feels like it. This filing allows them to offer and sell up to $50 million in common stock, preferred stock, warrants, or units, which are basically a combination of different securities. They get to decide the specifics later. It's like having a blank check, but instead of money, it's stock. Forward Industries, the company we're looking at, is an engineering design firm. They mainly serve customers in the US. They specialize in designing all sorts of electronic products like medical devices, smart displays, and even software for things like vending machines and security systems. Basically, if it involves electronic design, they're likely involved. Now, let's look at something important in this filing, the type of filer they are. They've identified as a non-accelerated filer and a smaller reporting company. This may seem like boring legal jargon, but it influences reporting deadlines and requirements. Being a smaller reporting company comes with certain exemptions and reduced disclosure obligations. A non-accelerated filer usually affects how quickly they need to file reports to the SEC. The filing includes a standard clause that basically says they might need to make changes later on to delay when the filing actually becomes fully active, until they are really ready to sell those securities. This is pretty standard language, but it's important to understand that this filing isn't a guarantee that they will sell stock immediately or ever. The prospectus summary is a handy overview. It emphasizes that more detailed info is available elsewhere in the document. There's a section mentioning it is a shelf registration statement. Basically, they're preparing to offer different types of securities, stocks, warrants, etc. at some point, but specifics will come later in separate supplements. This gives them flexibility to act quickly when market conditions are right. Now, heads up for the forward-looking statements. The company uses words like believe, expect, anticipate to discuss the future. Remember, these are just predictions, not guarantees. Real-world results could be completely different. The company isn't promising to update these predictions either, so take them with a grain of salt. Here's the not so fun part, risk factors. The filing says investing in their securities involves risk and refers you to their annual report form 10K. It acknowledges that there might be even more risks they don't know about yet, which is not reassuring. It's a reminder that investing always carries uncertainty. What would they do with the money if they sell these securities? It states that unless they specify otherwise later, the money will go towards working capital and general corporate purposes. The company could use it for a broad range of activities. Let's talk about stock. They are authorized to issue 40 million shares of common stock. Each share gets one vote. Shareholders get a cut of any assets left over if the company dissolves, but don't expect dividends anytime soon. As of June 9, 2025, they had a little over 1.1 million shares outstanding, with some additional shares tied to warrants and options. They can also issue 4 million shares of preferred stock. They designated some as Series A participating. Preferred stock, though, there were no shares outstanding as of June 9, 2025. They also designated some as Series A1 and Series B shares, and there are some that are currently outstanding. Warrants are basically options to buy stock at a set price. The specifics of any warrants they might issue will be detailed in a future supplement. We don't know the price, quantity, or when you'd be able to use them yet. Units are bundles of different securities like stock and warrants. The specifics in the filing show what securities will come with units, and if you can separate them will be determined later. How might they sell these securities? The filing lists a bunch of ways, like using underwriters, selling directly, or even in an at-the-market offering, which means selling shares gradually on the open market. Any prospectus supplement for specific offerings will have more details on who's involved, the price, and the net proceeds, because again, they haven't decided yet. Mason, Yeager, Gerson, Harrison Fumero, PA law firm will vouch for the legality of the securities offered here. Cohn Resnick LLT did the audit of the company's financial statements for the years ended September 30, 2024 and 2023. The auditors added in their report an explanatory point about Forward Industries being able to continue as it is. You can find more information about Forward Industries from the SEC. This filing incorporates info from their annual report on Form 10K, quarterly reports on Form 8K, anything filed in the future with the SEC will be included too. Filing fees cost them around $755 as it shows in the expenses table for the cost the company will have to pay to issue the securities. The rest of the costs, such as legal and accounting, are dependent on the type and the number of securities the company chooses to offer, which is still unclear. There are exhibits that are included in this report, such as the consent of Cohn-Rasnick LLP, the firm of independent accountants, and the legal opinion of Mason, Yeager, Gerson, Harrison, Fumero, PA. Alright, let's zoom out and assess. The overall thing is Forward Industries is laying the groundwork to raise money, but they're keeping their options open. What are the company's strengths, weaknesses? What are the notable risks it faces? One thing I do notice with companies choosing to file such forms is usually it's financially stressed companies that want to keep all their options open, but again, you never know. And finally, the offering will be determined at the time of offering and will be described in the supplement to this prospectus. Alright, that's our breakdown of Forward Industries' latest filing. What's your take on these filings and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description where you can share your thoughts. See you next time.